away. Well, if anyone's watching this now or later, I'm going to live stream my trip from Leicestershire up to Abington. I'm on the way back to Orkney. Cameras over there. So I'm in the new Y, as you can probably see. I'm going to flip the camera. So going to Abington, 269 miles on. Oh, I think I'm back. 18 of you watching. Thanks for watching. So can you hear me? Can somebody put something in the comments?
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Because I don't know whether I've got the comments on. I'm such a top chat, live chat, all messages are visible. That'll do. There we go. Right.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
I don't know whether you caught the beginning of this, but I'm driving to Abington. It's going to take nearly 5 hours. I'm leaving Leicestershire, and it's a beautiful day. I'm in no rush. I've got 298 miles on the gasometer. The trip's been reset, so exactly.
In 500 feet, enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
I'll know exactly by the end of the day what my average.
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Per kilowatt hour will be. I ought to do an Orkney fudge competition that night, so you can guess the miles per kilowatt hour, or how much range you'll have left. But I'm going to have to stop. I am a man of a certain age.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
I do need to stop for the toilet at some point.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
So basically, the Y is telling me to stop at Preston. After 2 hours and 11 minutes, stop at Preston, and I'll get there with 41% left. And the car's also saying it's preconditioning the battery for fast charging, but I'm nowhere near it yet. But anyway, let the car do its thing. Oh, hang on. 5.4 miles per kilowatt hour. Maybe. I'm not going to read the chat whilst I'm driving, so I will catch up with that later. But thanks for joining, folks. Let's see what the angle is the other way, just while I'm in a quiet bit of traffic. Oh, there you go. Oh, you can just about see my chin. Oh my word, the steering wheel looks massive. But I don't want to put it up any higher because that will get in the way of the old vision. That wouldn't be a good thing, would it? So there you go. Let's flip the camera back around. So we're going through an industrial estate in Hinckley in Leicestershire. Yeah.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
While I'm in slow traffic, has anybody got any questions? Live chat. What am I going to give distances in feet and kids educated in the metric system? Well, I don't know. Yes, we can hear you. Denise Wright, thank you. And Vintage Mopeds, thank you. And Paul East, thanks for joining and commenting as well. Still well impressed with this car. It's so comfortable. It does so much of the work for you. It's not perfect. The cruise control, the adaptive cruise control and the sat nav is rubbish. I think it's a known thing. So basically, when you go to the adaptive cruise, when you pull out to overtake something and you indicate, it cuts out the cruise control totally. And if you've not got your foot over the throttle, it can start to regen and brake heavily, which is not a good idea when you're on the motorway. And I've been chatting to James about it, and James says that if you get the sexy buttons it works a lot better. But you shouldn't have to buy a third-party piece of hardware to make the adaptive cruise control work correctly. But I'm sure Tesla will push out a software update. But at the minute, I'll have a play with it when I'm on the motorway, when I'm bored. But it's not, at the minute, it's not as good as the Keel adaptive cruise control, I have to say. It really isn't as good at all. And there's two regen settings now on the Y. One is standard and one is reduced regen. And naturally, I prefer the reduced regen. Like any EV, you get more range when... Oh, it's an Instavolt. You get more range when there's less drag on the car at speed. And you slightly adjust your foot. You don't want any regen. You want it to drift and waft along as easily as possible. McDonald's. I think me and James met there when we did one of our challenges. I'm sure when we'd raced the 2 White Leaf up to Aberdeen, I'm sure we met there for a coffee at something like midnight. Yeah. And this is something we don't get on Orkney, traffic jams. I'm looking forward to getting home, not only to my lovely wife, Ursula, but to drive in a place where people aren't.
Now enter the roundabout and take the 3rd exit.
But I'm just going to enjoy the drive. I mean, no race. I've got plenty of time. I can't get in my room till 3 p.m. So I'm going to be there silly early. So it doesn't matter if we get caught up in traffic jams. It really doesn't. The other clever thing about the sat nav, where's that lorry going? I'm so impatient. Has that got you any further up the road, Mr. Road Sweeper? What was I saying? Yeah, the sat nav. So when you get to your destination, like Days in Abington, it's saying set the arrival energy, which is really good, because if you're staying in a hotel and they haven't got any chargers, you want to get there with a certain amount for your onward journey the next day. So being able to tell the car, look, I want to arrive at my destination with 10%, 20%, 40%, the car will make sure you arrive at your destination with that percentage ready for your next drive the next day, if that destination for the night hasn't got chargers. I really like that feature. Because in the past I've always sat and calculated, well, how much do I need the following day to get to a charger if there wasn't one at the hotel. But the car does that for you, which I think is really, really clever. There's an ID3 over there, look, in posh clothes. The Cupra Born. Nice. Indicators are taking a bit of getting used to. There's no actual clicky mechanism on the indicator. So it's relying on the cameras to detect when you've crossed a line or you've exited a roundabout or a junction, and then it automatically cancels it. So the stalk doesn't actually physically stay down or stay up. You push it till it starts clicking, and then it always returns to that off position, even though the indicators will still be flashing, if that makes sense. So it's like any new car, isn't it? You just have to get used to the tech. And of course, we don't read manuals as blokes. We like to find out for ourselves. There's the old Model Y with the white interior. Nice choice, sir. I do like the white interior. Dodwells. I used to fill it with LPG at Dodwell's service station. They've still got an LPG tank. No, they haven't. Wow. There you go, you see. It's going out of fashion, isn't it? Sadly. That was a good fuel back in the day. Beautiful day down here today. Leicestershire. Do we need to put that on? There we go. That's better. Let's do the whole northerly thing. Yeah. I have to say, the sat nav with Google Maps is just brilliant. It's so clear. Very little wind noise in this car. That's something I've noticed. So over the last 10 miles, I've averaged 5 miles per kilowatt hour. So it's saying 2 kilowatt hours over the last 10 miles is what I've used. 2 5s to 10. 5 miles per kilowatt hour. Which is not bad for a 2.5 ton SUV shaped EV. Predicted range with my current driving and consumption, my predicted range is 353 miles. And at the minute, I'm averaging 193.7 watt hours per mile. Which is not bad. I'm having to get my head around the whole watt hours per mile thing.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
There's obviously 1,000 watts in 1 kilowatt. So you just divide it by 1,000 to arrive at the miles per kilowatt hour. But yeah, it's now 187 watt hours per mile. Admittedly, we're only doing 30-40 miles an hour, but yeah. I think this may be a reoccurring theme for
now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
The rest of my trip, folks, is the consumption. Right, what we're going in here then? People have joined the island without making sure that exit is clear. Some people need to reread the highway code. Do I sound like Victor Meldrew? I don't believe it. And my mummy has made me up some amazing pack up. I've got wraps, I've got home bakes, I've got fruit, water. And to increase my bladder range today, I've had no tea or coffee. I've had water and a hot juice at James's. Pop to see James and Kate. So yeah, totally coffee and tea free in the bladder department, which will extend my range. But I can always guarantee I'll still need to stop at some point.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Oh, but EVs don't have enough range. But blokes of 62 don't have enough range. That's Myra. Myra is now called
now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
I thought it was Myra there. Must have been taken over. It's where they do research, consumption, crash testing, I think. Myra. Yeah. Was it the Motor Industry Research Association? Can't remember. So it's Thursday today, no video today from Shoreham because I'm driving, and so Friday night I've got a little PD video coming out talking about rapid charging. I used a Sainsbury's Smart Charge Rapid, and let's just say for someone who's used Rapids,
in 1,000 feet, bear right to stay on A5.
For someone who's used Rapids the last 14 years, it wasn't easy. Might have been user error, but like I said, I've been doing these sorts of things for 14 years, so you think
Now
I'd
bear
know.
right to stay on A5.
So what it must be like for novices who've never had an EV and go to use the Sainsbury's Kent Power Rapids. The instructions were fine, but it just didn't work as per the instructions. But anyway, that's the video that's coming out Friday night. So when you watch it, it'll come out 6 o'clock on Friday, I think. Just let me know in the comments whether I've done something glaringly, obviously wrong. The thing I like about Leicestershire, probably the only thing, well, there's two things I like about Leicestershire. I get to see my old friends and my family, of course, and trees. I love to see trees. We don't have that many trees in Orkney, so I get my tree fix. So I've got 2 hours to drive to Preston, which is 112 miles away. I'm going to have loads of range, but it's telling me to charge up there. So we'll see. We'll see how accurate it is. I missed any top marks for styling. Oh, you see, I'm missing all this chat. I'll have a look at the chat when I stop.
In 1 mile, enter the roundabout and take the 3rd exit.
I've got cold seats as well, folks, which is really, really nice. Put the old aircon on. And have a nice, cool bottom. Now, I don't know whether this aircon blowing near the phone is causing interference with the sound. If the sound is still okay, can someone give me a thumbs up? Can someone give me a thumbs up if the sound's still alright?
Now enter the roundabout and take the 3rd exit.
Street. This used to be an old Roman road. So what I need Tim's Travels with me, because he'd be full of interesting trivia. No, trivia's a too harsh word. Factoids about where I was driving. But Watling Street was a Roman road.
In 1 mile, enter the roundabout and take the 2nd exit.
Yeah, but what did the Romans ever do for us? Give us nice straight roads. I don't think they had to go through planning back in Roman times. I think if they wanted to build a straight road, they just did it. That's my field, I don't care, we'll put a road through it. Is anybody giving me a thumbs up? Is the sound okay? Oh, sounds okay. Cool. Thank you.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Like I said earlier, is still very poor. It doesn't like you changing lanes or indicating it cuts out. But I think that could just be a software update. Let's get past this taxi. This is annoying me. It's 18 degrees, but the car is actually preconditioning the battery, but we're still 2 hours away from the Preston supercharger. So maybe it just is preheating it for efficiency. Not just for charging speed. Or maybe it's heating it up very slowly. Yeah, it's probably cold. It's the first time I've seen it on.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
It's the first time I've seen the preconditioning on when I've been that far away from a supercharger. So maybe it knows I'm going to be driving for 2 hours and it's registering that the battery's not warm enough for the optimum efficiency.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
God, this has changed. There used to be a Costa there. It's been a few years since I've been down the A5. So I've had this, I picked this up on the 21st of June. Nothing's fell off yet. The glove box opens fine. A lot of people are complaining the glove boxes, the magnets are too strong. But mine's fine. Panel gaps were spot on. No scratches, no marks. All hunky-dory. The guys at Aberdeen Tesla were great.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
They waited for me. This is those that have watched my video leaving Orkney. I got delayed on the boat because of fog. So
now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Tesla Aberdeen were great. Of course, I met Ian of Just Get a Tesla and Chris and Julie, Chris Ramsey of Pole to Pole. It was nice to catch up with them. Particularly Chris, because I've known Chris for years, and it was nice to meet Ian for the first time. Right, we've got a mile to go, and then I think we'll be on the old motorway. Ooh, clean up the discs. Good thing to do, folks. Every now and again, jump on the discs on your EV. Clean up the discs. What's this trip, Jonathan? Gareth Lewis. I'm going home, mate. I'm in Leicestershire and I'm going up to Abington today, which is on the M74. So M6 turns into the M74 eventually. It's just south of Glasgow. So that's a 5-hour drive from Leicestershire to Abington, then Abington to Scrabster, which is just along from John O'Groats, is another 5-hour drive. So for me, it's a good midway point to not drive when I'm ridiculously tired. And it just suits my... Yeah, I used to go all the way to the top when I was working. So, yeah, but I just don't need to race around anymore. And for me, 5 hours is plenty long enough to be sat at the back of an articulated lorry. Right, going straight on.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
Okay. Straight on.
Now enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
Oh, I want that one then. Okay. I like the auto hold on this as well. So you take your foot off the brake and it just holds it automatically. Hence the name auto hold. The other thing I do like is the cool seats. I've got a nice cold draft on my back, so on a hot clammy day you're not sticking to these pleather seats, these vegan seats. They're plastic basically, artificial leather. Nothing worse than sticking to a car seat on a hot clammy day. Look at that, this car. This is the first time they've had cooled seats on the Y, and on the 3 I think the new Highland has got cooled seats as well. I think it's a standard. So we just stopped. Any more chit chat? Let's have a look. Thanks. You need to look in the units and measure in the nav system there, Mr. JP. Okay, thank you, Michael. Thanks for joining. I think I've just seen Jeff buy his cars riding a horse. That's brilliant. My horse is much better than EVs. EVs are rubbish. We all need to be riding horses. Horses don't ruin the planet. So you can probably hear the indicator going. I'm a bit on the fence about the indicators because it's not a physical lever. You can't feel it. It won't. So you'll push the indicator up, it won't stay up, and then click down when you exit on the steering wheel. You push it up and it starts blinking, but then it returns to like the neutral position and the indicators stay on. But then they only go off, I think, when the cameras have seen that you've crossed a line, and then it'll turn itself off. It doesn't always work. But obviously if you put a lot of steering wheel input in, it will then click off. But if you're coming off a slip road and you're signalling you're going to join a motorway, it doesn't always see the lines, so the indicator won't always turn itself off. And then you've got to have a very gentle touch on the indicator to cancel it. But say you were joining a motorway and you were signalling right, and it doesn't turn off. If you put too much pressure on the stalk to cancel it, you'll then end up signalling left, and then to cancel that you'll push it up slightly, and then you'll end up signalling right. So you have this ping pong effect with the indicators. But most of the time it works. I'm going to try it now. So I'm going to indicate. I'm going to move over the line. Hardly any input. There you go, and the indicator stops blinking. So it's seeing the fact I've crossed the lane with very little steering wheel input. So it's not the ratchet in the steering wheel clicking it off through movement of the steering wheel. It's the vision of the car registering, oh, I've changed lanes and I no longer need to signal. It works 50% of the time. Now that could be lane markings. I don't know. But when it works, it's brilliant. It might get better. Let's pull up over in front of this lorry behind the white Prius. Right, signal. I've let go of the stalk, I've crossed the line, and it stopped. See, it's not. It's going to do it every time now because I've just said it. Sometimes it doesn't. Quite like that. Whether Mrs. P will get on with that, I don't know. But I'm glad the indicator stalk is back in the Y. I don't think I could have lived with it in the 3. I don't think I could have lived with not having a stalk in the 3. Just buttons on the steering wheel. I think it's a bit too far. Because if you go around an island in the new Highland Model 3, then your indicators buttons aren't going to be in your left hand, they're going to be over your right hand, and they're going to be upside down and back to front because you've turned the steering wheel. So yeah, and I suppose you get used to it, but for jumping in it for the first time, it would take some getting used to. And that's why people have fitted something called the sexy buttons. So they're basically aftermarket stalks that you can fit to simulate having an indicator and also a gear selector, which is what you had on the original 3 and the original 1. I'm going to pull out because there's probably cars and people wandering around. See, he's done it again. He's behaving perfectly now. Let's pull back in. Yeah, there you go. What do I do? Right, where am I going? Straight on. Why are all these taxi drivers so slow? It's quite unusual, isn't it? Average speed check. Okay. I quickly got used to the speedo. It really isn't an issue not being bang in front of the steering wheel. It's just almost there in your peripheral vision all the time. So the speedo's fine. What a stunning day. Wow, we're at 19 degrees. 6 minutes past 9. Just missed that. Something about batteries and air conditioning. With the batteries and conditioning, despite the temperature, could you be the fact they are still new, JP? Oh, could be. They're still preconditioning the battery. Oh, right, we're going in 2.3 miles, we're going around an island. I think we're joining the M6 toll. Right, let's do a quick miles per kilowatt hour update. Consumption's gone up. 2.4 kilowatt hours I've used over the last 10 miles. That's nearly 2.5. So what's that? That's 4, isn't it? 4 miles per kilowatt hour. The last 100 miles I've averaged 24.3 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. That's definitely 4, because 4 25s are 100. That's how we work it out. Now that's 200 miles I've averaged 50 kilowatt hours for every 200 miles. That's 4 miles per kilowatt hour. So I haven't had any consumption lower than 4 miles per kilowatt hour. So let's see if that can be exceeded today. I think it will. You can't see it. I might put the camera in a different place when I've stopped. But all these bollards, they all appear on the sat-nav on the screen, so you can see the bollards in the virtual image of your car on the road. My mum really enjoyed watching the wheelie bins and the cyclists yesterday. She thought that was funny.
In 1 mile, enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
Every time I do these trips, I end up following mobile toilets or toilet related things. But I'm just coming up to a place called Weeford. You couldn't make it up, could you? Weeford. Yeah. I need a Weeford.
Now enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
Don't mention the war. Don't mention the we. Peugeot 2008 hybrid. Just get a full EV, mate. Don't need that comfort blanket of dinosaur juice and all the complicated gubbins with start-stop systems and CVT gearboxes. Right, where are we going? I need to go around here. I'm going around here.
In 500 feet, keep right towards M6 toll. Then stay straight to take the M6 toll slip road.
You know when you're trying to find where you go, why do you lean forward? I don't know, but I do. Right, M6 toll, which way? Talk to me. Straight on.
Now keep right towards M6 toll.
Right.
In 500 feet, stay straight to take the M6 toll slip road towards Cannock. Now stay straight to take the M6 toll slip road.
Toward Cannock. I think around the Midlands, isn't this the only toll road? I think so. Because when we went to France and Spain, all of their motorways were toll roads. So we spent nearly, I've still got to do that video, we spent nearly £300 just on toll charges. But the roads were just fantastic. They were free, there was not much traffic on them. Here we go, right, I'm signalling right. See, it's cancelled it again. No, it's not. I don't know. Still get used to the indicators. Anyway, yeah, toll roads. Yeah. Alright, 62 miles to Preston. And that's going to be our next stop. No, it's not. 96 miles to Preston Supercharger. Right, let's go for some cruise control. You just press the little round button and it's set to 65. Now you see, I don't know whether it's got auto steer. See if it, I've not seen a little green circle, so I don't think, no, it's not. So it's not, it's cruise control but without the auto steer. I do remember seeing it in the menu that auto steer was in beta. M6 coming up on my right in black, and he's on the phone. You numpty! Pair your phone up to Bluetooth. What a strange man. I don't get that. He was definitely on his phone. Like that, he was having a shave. He was paying attention to his ear hair. Right. AC. Okay. Right, maybe it's because I've turned the automatic steering, the lane guidance system off. I did it the other day because I got so frustrated with it. Right, let's see after I change lane. Okay, it does then. Right, I'll take all that back. So it's just the auto steer that's a bit rubbish. The cruise is adaptive, and it doesn't switch off when you change lanes. It does when you put auto steer on. Right, maybe it was just user error. Well, I've got my confidence back a little bit in the old cruise control now. Let's up the speed to with a little wheel to 60. Oh, let's up it to 70. Yeah, in the Keel with the cruise control or adaptive cruise, a little green circle of a little green steering wheel would appear on the dash, and it would really do a great job in keeping the car in the middle of the lane that you're in, and then you could signal in and out, and it would just pick up the lines again and then keep you in the middle of the lane if you got into the middle lane. And then once you signalled, it would stop trying to nudge you into the lane. It would allow you to drift back, and then it would then pick up the lines and let go of the steering wheel again. But the auto steer on this is still, it does say it's beta, so perhaps it's working on it. Nice weather for the journey. It certainly is, Wendy. Thanks for joining, Wendy. I'm off. Thanks, Vintage Mopeds. Really appreciate you watching this drivel. But yeah, good morning, Wendy Hopkins. It is a lovely weather. Not too hot, just 19 degrees. Lovely, jumpy. Well, where's the toll? I've got to pay for this at some point, surely. Surely. This Y is noticeably quiet at speed. I can't say I can hear hardly any wind noise for the wind mirrors. They've worked some magic with the aerodynamics of this car. The toll is at the M6 end. Oh, okay, yeah, I think it is from memory. Yeah. Right, Keel's pulled in front. I've got the cruise set to 70, and it is adapting. I'm now doing 67 miles an hour. Okay. It's the first time I've really played with the adaptive cruise. All services. Shall I visit the services? No, not desperate yet. And that's always fatal, isn't it? When you say, no, I don't need a wee, and you go past the services, and because you've said the word we, you then want to go to the toilet when you've gone past the services. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just an old man thing. Clarify, please. Does the car have a Lane keeping assist and adaptive cruise control active. In a word, no. It's got the auto steer I've turned off. The adaptive works, so I won't run into the car in front. But at the minute, it's not keeping me in the lane because I've turned it off. Well, thanks, Michael. Those services are terrible, aren't they? Isn't this your neck of the woods, Michael, as well? Rugby area? That's what it is. Ah, Toll Plaza, 2/3 of a mile. I'll tell you what then, let's see if it slows down. No, because if I've got a clear booth, then it'll just speed up again. I'm turning it off. Not the time to be playing silly devils. About an hour on the road from me, on the way north. Oh, okay. Why did I think you lived in Rugby? Right, which one? They're all showing. Let's do this one. Right then. Just remind me of France, this does. Except we had a tag, they just jumped up automatically. Stay in your car, no reversing, blah de blah de blah. Contact us. Going. I don't know how much that cost me. I always like this bit. Feels like you've got a bit of a race going on. Clear bit of tarmac with no lights. It's like who can fun up into the line bit first. It's like no man's land, isn't it? So how much is that set? Tenner. Oh, Christine Burns. Hello, Christine. Well, you know, nice to avoid the snarly bit of traffic around Birmingham. Right, put the old cruise back on. 70 miles an hour. Boom. The angle on my phone. I put it above my head so you can then see the screen. Do you think that would be a better angle? I think it would. I'll do that. I bought a longer lead yesterday, USB-C to C. Bought a 2 metre long lead because the only USBs in the Y are the ones from the back where the kiddie winks sit. So I don't think there's any USB connections in the front. I've not really got down that low. I don't think there is. Right, here's a discussion. Range Rover. horrendous colour, bronze. And what were they thinking when they put that number plate on offset? What was the thinking? I know I don't have a little bit of OCD, but come on. You're spending all that money, what, 60, 70 grand? And it's a wonky number plate. It just looks wrong. It's in the wrong colour, and he's got a wonky number plate. Oh, look at my exhaust on my X111M. There you go. That says everything about SUV drivers, doesn't it? Well, I suppose I'm in an SUV, but Range Rover in a horrible colour with bulky plates, and a BMW with 4 exhaust tips. Yeah. Rover sitting noisy in there, but you can't hear that indicator clicking. So it's just sitting there with it blinking away. I bet he'll pull out now. Oh look, my indicator's still on. Isn't my Land Rover clever? It knew it wants to pull out. Windows down, you can't hear a thing. He has no idea his indicator's flashing away because he never actually looks down at his dashboard. See, the indicators are working fine now. Let's pull across again. Yeah. So it's just the auto steer that's rubbish. Everything else is fine. Adaptive cruise is maintaining the distance between me and the car in front. I think if you pull that sideways, you can change it, can't you? Yeah. Put it on 7. It's seeing the lorry in front and I'm losing speed to match the lorry. It's probably too far away actually. Let's go for 5. Now does that mean 5 car lengths? I suppose it could do. So the cruise is set to 70 and I'm doing 62, which is matching the lorry in front. Now, to indicate, I'm going to have to move the wheel myself, shock horror. And it should pick the speed up a bit to go beyond that Keel. Yeah, it is doing. Yeah, it's just the auto steer that's rubbish. Turn the auto steer off, and adaptive cruise is fine. Like I've said probably several times before, the auto steer, it does say it's in beta, which means it's not finished yet, it's in testing. You can have it, but they've not sorted it yet. And that's the nice thing I like about Tesla vehicles is you get the latest software beamed to you for free. You don't have to go to a garage for it, it just does it. Now this DPD van is now doing 54 and I've got the cruise set to 70, so let's go in front of this Mercedes. Oh. Services are not going to come to along here, is it? We usually come via the A50. We used to do M1 A50 and then go through Stoke, and then the first services after Stoke on northbound M6. Is it Keel? I know the next one after that is Charlotte Richard. I think it is Keel services. So many EVs today. Whoever said that? There's an EQB. The one with the lemon squeezes on the dashboard. I quite like the fact Mercedes have made EVs to look like normal cars. It could be taken as a bit lazy, just using existing chassis for their diesel and petrol versions and throwing an electric drivetrain. But if people don't want other people to know they've gone electric, I quite like the fact it just looks like a normal car, and unless you're a nerd you wouldn't know the difference. So is there room for that today? Are manufacturers trying to pacify people who are embarrassed to drive an EV? I don't know. Probably some psychologists have been paid millions of pounds by Audi or Mercedes to work that out. Report of obstruction. I like these new trucks with these cameras instead of wing mirrors. I bet there's quite a fuel saving from an aero point of view. I seem to see more and more of those tractor units, that they call them, with cameras on. See, now I'm going to end up catching up that Mercedes-Benz van because he's not driving on the left. Volvo XC40 electric. Right, next stop, folks. You know what I'm going to say? I need a wee. And I'll have to disconnect the stream because the phone and before you say it, no, I'm not going to take you into the toilets. That'll definitely get a strike on YouTube. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick the sucker on the roof and have it pointing downwards towards the screen. And then you can see stats and stuff. Might be better angle than this. That's the other reason I'll stop at the services, is to answer the call of nature. Change the angle of the old streaming mobile phone. Right, slight update on consumption. 74% left, 248 miles on the gasometer. 74%, 248 miles. My consumption over the last 10 miles, I've used 2 kilowatt hours of energy. Folks, that's 5 miles per kilowatt hour. Tiredness can kill, take a break. As can the frustration of needing the toilet. Can be distracting. Right, Keel 11, Stafford. Shall I do Stafford or Keel? I think Stafford are nicer services. Oh, let's do Keel for old time's sake. Sometimes used to do Keel in 24 kilowatt hour at Citroen C0s. I used to do Keel at about 5 in the morning after leaving my parents at 4. No, it might have been 6 o'clock actually. I used to leave at 4. So I've gone up the M1 and across the A50. It'd be nearly a good 2 hours before I got to Keel. Just a personal view. It's a nice blue though. I like that blue. Anyway, I used to do this drive 10 years ago. It was rare to see another EV, and if you saw another Nissan Leaf, you did wave to each other. And although that was nice, it's nice to sort of see that's gone because everyone just now views them as normal. You're not unusual. And the amount of choice we've got now compared to 5 years ago is great. Well, 5 years ago, let's say 10 years ago. What did we have 10 years ago? Where are we? 2015. Nissan Leaf, the last of the Citroen C0s, BMW 200, Tesla Model S, the odd e-Golf, the odd e-Up. I think they started being built about that time, I can't remember. And I think that was about it on 2015 plates. Yeah, I can't think of anything else electric that I've seen on a 15 plate. So the things you would not see would be the Mini Fit 500, which is in front of me, Obviously none of the Ford product. Kia Soul 15 plate. The e-Niro came out in 2019, so there was no Neros. So yeah, last 10 years we've seen a lot of changes in the motor industry, particularly what's being offered. Mercedes had the B-Class, but that was a joint venture with Tesla Motors, powertrain, and then a lot of the early Model S had lots of Mercedes-Benz switchgear, the door switches, the gear selector. A lot of internal electronics were at the Mercedes-Benz parts bin. Now, of course, Tesla just seem to make most of their own. Wind noise in this car at 73 miles an hour is quite remarkable, and from what I've read, the suspension is a lot better than it used to be in the old Y, and it's firm, but it's not crashy. It's supple without being wallowy. It's still got that well-planted feel. There's a fair amount of communication back through the steering wheel. You don't feel that disconnected through all the electronics. I know if I move the steering wheel, the car is going to go where I want it to go. Now, I think that is the road I'll come off, yes, to then go up towards Keel. So that's the A500. So that's that last exit is where I used to come on to this a bit of the M6. Service is 1 mile and 12. 1 mile and 12. Let's pull out for this lorry. That bit is asleep. Keel services, half a mile. Now, come on, China Richard. Another 10 miles. Come on, we can do it, bladder. We can do it. What's 10 miles? If you're doing 70 miles in an hour, how long is 10 miles? 7 minutes. This out. If I do 70 miles in 1 hour, I do 35 miles in half an hour. I do 17 miles, 17.5 miles in 15 minutes. So I reckon 12 minutes will get to Charlotte Richard if I maintain 70 miles an hour. I can do 12 minutes. Well, there's 14 of you watching me talking about when to stop for a wee. A, I really appreciate it. B, are you all retired? Why is that mini braking? Just drive correctly, feather your foot. That mini's a bit like undercoat grey, isn't it? A bit like a Volkswagen undercoat grey. Orkney sky, as Michael Gould would say. Very well, Michael. Obviously BMW with the aircon not working, window wide down, wound down. Oh yeah, definitely stop at the next one now. I need to wee and I need to stretch my legs. Oh, but I want to drive a car that can take me from John O'Groats to Land's End non-stop. And until it can do that, I'm not interested in EVs. Mate, I think you need a reality check. When did you last drive from John O'Groats to Land's End? Well, that's not the point. What if I wanted to drive? Yeah, but you don't want, it'll never happen. Yeah, I might do. I don't want to be dictated to by an EV that can't charge, or a charger's not working. It takes me 2 days to recharge it. I used to really make an effort with people on the socials to try and reason with them. I just give up now. I just can't be bothered. So it comes to the conclusion, you're either got an open mind or you've not. And if people want to stay stuck in the past, leave them to it. I think the tide of change is such now that EVs are just going to be the only thing that's going to be offered in another 5 or 10 years time. 10 years from now, it'll be different. It'll be a different motorway 10 years from now, won't it? I can see petrol and diesel, as it gets used less, I can see it becoming more expensive and more niche. And in this world of health and safety, there'll be more question marks over the safety aspect of carrying a flammable liquid that can harm the environment or explode or catch fire. And I'll leave that there because anyone who's watching this will go, what about EVs catching fire? Melting to the centre of the earth. Can't put them out for 6 months. It's just choice at the end of the day. If you don't want to drive an EV, don't drive an EV. nature to do exactly the opposite. And I think there's a lot of that involved. People don't like being told or encouraged to do things a certain way. So the reason I used to do these drives and do vlogs and videos about them is that just walk the walk, just show by example what can be done. It's a Cupra Born in undercoat grey, ID3 in posh clothes, like its bottom, like the side, hate the grille at the front. Something about bronzy gold, it just looks a bit cheap. Well, have you got an indicator, mate, or not? No. I'm surprised you've got dents all over your front wing. Yeah, look, ID3 posh clothes does look nice. It's got a bit of styling about it. Get an eyeful of that grill. Right now, let's get past this trailer. He's a wide trailer, and I'm making them hitting the rumble strips. Back over here. So when I stop at the services, I'll have a quick look at all my messages and answer any questions. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mercedes. Right, services are in 1 mile. Must be a good point. Just slightly getting uncomfortable now, so the right time to stop. Really wanted to know that, didn't you? Like I said, we'll have a quick chat, I'll end the stream. Why is it when you know you're going to stop to use the bathroom, the urge gets stronger? That's definitely psychological, isn't it? Really, really is. The old psychological on the edge of our seats. Right, come on. Oh, it's Sandbach. I think the next one's China Richard, isn't it? Anyway. Services. Where's cars? Vehicles, fuel, HGV park, here we go. I don't want Costa, because that can only increase the urge. I didn't stop here, in the past I didn't stop here that many times, to be fair. Well, I have stopped here before. The charges are up near the entrance, aren't they? Yeah. But do I need to stop and charge? No. Do I need to top up? No. Do I need a wee? Yes.
In 500 feet, stay straight to take the M6 E05 slip road.
Let's go in here. There we go. Right. There we go, folks. Oh, my phone's hot. Right, should have a quick look at the chat, see if I've got any questions. Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to go back to where. Cool, yeah, I've been chatting a lot. Thanks for everybody. Your sound is coming through terribly. Oh dear, sorry about that. Woolly. Are you heading up north, JP? Yes, I am, Steve. Morning, Mozza Photos. Stafford services gone past there, Tony. Off on Mercedes trucks with the antlers. Nice car, but balloons. Stafford just sold a EMV and bought a wind knife. Nice, Alex. Wind knife. The was that the 28 or the 38 kilowatt hour? The wind knife was my first EV and is a gateway drug to EVs. Love my EMV, had it 9 years and always wanted a wind knife. Happy motoring. Thank you, Alexander. Appreciate you leaving a chat. Really do. Thanks. I should be working, but I am in a CBA mood today. Don't know what CBA is. Get Peter back in Aberdeen. Happy days. Nice, yeah. No offence for my witty remark on socials about how many Teslas does one man need. It was supposed to be a tongue-in-cheek humour. I don't think I've seen that yet. But yeah, it's fine. I don't get offended anymore. I don't take it personally. People will be so opinionated. Sometimes if you're trying to be sarcastic, it doesn't always come across in text form. Because sarcasm is often said with a grin or, like you said, tongue-in-cheek. Edge of our seats. Oh, Abbey Tech. Hello, sir. I am enjoying it. Thank you very much. 38 kilowatt hour. Nice. Oh, can't be asked. Right, I'm going to turn this stream off because I'm going to go for a wee. And as you know, the key, the phone is my key. Right, so I'll see you in a bit if you want to join more of this nonsense in about 10 minutes.